It's 2:29, and I switched to my camera. So this is going to stay on for some time. Let's see. That'll work. Okay. Let's see how much eclipse we get. I'm hoping we can see the stream go dark, which it already has. That was bright and sunny when we came here at about 2:10. Our friend the snake is still curled up. That's good, he didn't get scared. He's just sitting there looking at us. It's only the second time I've seen a snake in the woods. That's because they look like the leaves in the dirt, and they're really small. It's interesting how an eclipse makes everyone excited. The sun is eclipsed by the earth every night. That's when we sleep. But having it during the day, that must be something weird going on. I understand the rapture's supposed to happen today. And all those evangelical Zionists are going off to heaven, leaving the rest of us behind. I hope so. That would be nice. A Zionist yesterday complained about me to our Quaker meeting because I had told them that if they're not opposed to the genocide going on in Gaza, they're complicit. And they thought that was an appalling thing to say. Apparently, believing that the murder, the mass starvation, mass destruction of Palestine. If you think this is a bad thing, it makes you anti-Jewish. There really are a lot of really stupid people around up there. Stupid or uneducated. People can be stupid, they can be, uninformed, not uneducated, but uninformed. They can be either of them, or they can be both stupid and uninformed. But if you're neither stupid or informed, and think that the genocide, the ethnic cleansing, the destruction of Palestine is a good thing, well then you're just plain evil. This is not my first genocide. I became very interested in the Biafran genocide about 12 years ago when General Ojukwu died. And I started going to an Igbo church. And I got a lot of stories of people who had survived that genocide when 3 million people, Nigerians, were starved and bombed to death, mostly starved to death. Biafra had the same kind of blockade that Gaza's having now, except it was the only time in history that the USSR, UK, USA agreed on anything. And they all agreed that Biafra should belong to Nigeria, and it couldn't be a breakaway state. Even though the only reason Biafra broke away was because 30,000 Igbos had been murdered in the north of Nigeria. Now, why they were in the north of Nigeria is because that's where all the military installations were. And Igbos were well represented, probably overrepresented, in the officer class. Igbos were known as the Jews of Africa. And a lot of them believe that they were Jewish at one stage, and maybe they were. I don't know. A lot of people believe the Palestinians were the original Jews. And they stayed Jewish or converted to Islam. So it's like everyone was the original Jews except for the people living in Israel, who mostly came from Russia. And they behaved like Russians. I don't see a whole lot of difference between Putin and Netanyahu. Well, I'm going to see. I'm not looking directly, but just see if anything's going on up there. I understand I'll get a great view of the eclipse on the NASA side. It occurs to me I could do this on any cloudy day, except with the eclipse. If you put a celestial body in front of another celestial body, you can get absolute black. How awesome is that? All the light in our solar system comes from the sun, and you block out the sun. All the stars, so many millions of years ago, of miles away, are not going to compensate. So that was my first genocide, was by Afro. But actually, I suppose it was my second, because the first one I lived through 30 years ago, Rwanda. I had just returned from Germany, and I was pregnant. And everything was happening. South Africa had its elections after a couple of years after Nelson Mandela had been freed after 25 years, 30 years in prison. So there were these amazing pictures of South Africans lined up to vote. And then we started hearing these awful stories from Rwanda of rivers running blood. 800,000 people hacked to death. Awful. And we did nothing. In fact, I'm now learning that not only did we do nothing, we did less than nothing. There was a United Nations security force in Rwanda, and the order was for them to pull out. No help at all. Leave no help at all. It was awful. And then we heard that O.J. Simpson, his wife and a friend, were hacked to death in Los Angeles. And O.J. Simpson was blamed. And it was just one bizarre thing after another. A car chase. When O.J. Simpson was found, and he was chased by cops, people, hundreds of cars chased him to his house before he was arrested. Everything was happening. My job was ending at the University of Pennsylvania. And then I gave birth. Wow. A bright new day it was, because the Berlin Wall came down in 1989. 1993, I spent a couple of weeks in Helsinki, and then some months in Uppsala, and then I was back with my children in the Black Forest with my husband. And I saw Boris Yeltsin standing up for democracy on a tank on television in the Black Forest. And then Chechens being brutally murdered, also on television. Somehow we thought all that bad stuff had ended. You know, Eastern Europe was free. No more Cold War. Now we're looking for another eclipse. We're looking for an eclipse of these awful genociders, these awful enablers, these awful people who are complicit. How do we get to people who don't want to be informed, who want to stay stupid, who don't understand that the only way to peace is peace? Oh, it's coming back. It's bright again. Oh, that's awesome. So we caught it. Oh my gosh. The United Nations has just given full member status to Palestine. Oh my gosh. That's an eclipse miracle. The first to congratulate Palestine is Britain, who ruled over Palestine before Israel was created in 1948. The only question is what the United States will get in return from abstaining from vetoing the decision. My gosh. Wow. Good heavens. enjoyed the very low-key eclipse, because I certainly did, sitting in these beautiful woods with a Quaker history, a non-violent history, an activist history, a history of the Underground Railway. Of kidnapped, trafficked humans. Whose lives were destroyed, unable to be rebuilt, which is what we wish for everyone. Susanna J. Dodgson, April 8, 2024, Westmont, New Jersey.